So what we're doing today is a more beginner stretch video. Remember, it's always important to stretch at the end of your workout when your muscles are already warmed up and they've already done all that they're going to do. A stretch is great cool down, or for your cool down, sorry, and also is really important to help with not being so tremendously sore for days after a workout. So I'm just going to go through a quick full body stretch that you can do after your workout. So we're going to start standing at the end of the mat, roll down through the spine. Now most of you are going to be tight in your hamstrings, so you're going to have to bend your knees to get your hands to the floor. And just hang there breathing. Now, even though we're stretching and cooling down, I still want you to maintain a deep navel to spine connection here. That's super important because it's going to help to support your spine here. So with your knees bent and your head hanging and your arms hanging, dangling, you're going to nod your head like you're saying yes. And that's going to release those neck muscles and provide a little bit of traction here in the lower back. You're also going to feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings, the glutes, the calves, your Achilles tendons. Breathing there. Okay, so while you're hanging here, nice and loose, arms are heavy, head is heavy, I want you to bend and stretch your knees a few times. We're going to do that like you're doing a squat. So you're going to keep your feet flat on the floor, and all you're doing is bending the knees, dropping your weight back into your heels. Now you may be able to get all the way down. If you have very loose Achilles tendons like I have, you may only get about parallel to the floor, and that's fine. All we're going to do is continue to hang and then press up. Bend and press up. Just do that a few times, nice and loose. I don't want you to force your legs straight or into a hyperextension. Just a soft knee is perfectly fine. Hanging there, I'd say do that about 5 times. Just hanging there. And then I'm going to have you just swing your body from side to side, easy. And that's going to give you a really great stretch across your lower back. And again, your neck is soft and your arms are kind of just hanging there, heavy like sausages. Good. There. Breathe. And then what you're going to do is continue to bend the knees and walk your hands out until you're on your hands and knees. Now what we're going to do here is a little bit of cow pose. So you're stretching your spine and your abdominals, and then you're curving under into cat pose. Now when you do this, you're thinking of that navel to spine connection, as if someone was pulling your belly button up through your body. And you're exhaling, curving the spine. Inhale to look up towards the ceiling as if you were forming a circle with your tailbone over your body. And then on your exhale, you change that circle to under the body, head to tailbone. Do that a couple of times to loosen up the spine. And one more time. And then press back into child's pose. Now for child's pose, you can have the knees all the way together. For me and for many of you, taking the knees wide apart might actually be more comfortable and you'll be able to get into a deeper stretch. Now if you go into child's pose and you get pinching in the hips, this wide externally rotated position may help release or alleviate that tightness and pain. So breathing here, and then what I'm going to tell you to do is called wagging your tail. So you're just like a cat, wagging your tail from side to side. You're going to get a stretch in the glutes, hips, and also across that lower back and in the lumbar. Breathing. Then what I want you to do is lay all the way out onto your belly and just breathe there for a moment. Yes. Relaxing is important. Then I'm going to have you roll onto one side. And what we're going to do here is a quadricep stretch. So the bottom leg will bend for balance, and your top leg, you're going to bend it behind you and grab at your ankle. Now this is a pretty traditional stretch, and most of us have done it. What most people do that is not completely correct is allowing that knee to wing out. Now, yes, true, you are going to get a stretch in the greater portion of the quadricep and in the hip flexor. However, this does not take care of the outer portion of your leg, your IT band and the outer portion of your quad. So what I want you to do is bring that leg down so that it's parallel with the other leg and the floor. Pull the heel towards your butt, and then I want you to tuck your bum under. And what that's going to do is increase that hip flexor stretch while you're pulling on that quad. So breathing there. And a little rule of thumb, and I may not be following that completely here, is that you hold and breathe into the stretch for approximately 15 to 30 seconds. So you're just breathing, trying to relax and melt into the stretch, not holding tension in your body where you are intending to stretch. Very nice. We're going to release that. You're going to take the knee across the body and past the other leg that's on the bottom. I want you to twist your torso so your chest is toward the ceiling. Good. And you can look away from your leg. Now take the hand and press that knee down. And that's just going to encourage that twist stretch across the lower back again. And this is actually going to stretch all the way through the obliques and up into your pecs and deltoids. And you should feel a nice stretch here in the glutes, IT band, and perhaps even in the knee a little bit. And breathe deep there. Again, melting into the stretch. Stretch that bottom leg. Pull the top knee to your chest and roll all the way onto your back. Now, I have to adjust because of my space. But you should just roll right onto your back, pulling that knee to your chest. Keep that bottom leg relaxed. You don't want to tense it so it's parallel. Just let it release whatever it does, whether it rolls out or rolls in. That's up to your structure. That knee that you're pulling in now, if you feel a pinch again in that hip flexor, a slight rotation out to the side may alleviate that. Breathe there. Then what I want you to do is you're going to bend the bottom leg, put the foot on the floor, cross the ankle over the knee, and then you're going to pull that knee into your chest. Now, as you do this, you don't want to tense up your chest and shoulders. You want the weight of your hands and the weight of your shoulders on the ground, pulling with gravity to help you get this stretch. You're going to get a stretch on the hip, hamstring, glute of the knee that's on top. So breathe into that stretch, trying to melt into it. Then we're going to increase that stretch by taking the knee all the way across. So as if you were chilling out with your legs crossed, now you're going to hug both knees towards you. Now if you can't reach that top knee, you can still just grab the bottom leg and pull it in. Encourage that stretch. Think navel to spine. Your hips are melting. And you might feel tightness. You might feel a little bit of discomfort. That's okay. Know the difference between stretching discomfort and actual pain. You should not be feeling pain. You should be feeling stretch discomfort. Breathe. Take that foot down. And then we're going to take the leg that we were stretching up towards the ceiling. And again, we're not straining the leg straight. We're keeping that knee bent and grabbing the leg at the calf or slightly higher towards the ankle and allowing the weight of your shoulders to pull down and the weight of your arm to pull down. And that should give you a little bit of a hamstring stretch. To increase that, you can flex your foot, and if you can reach your toes, you can go ahead and grab that. Breathe, and you'll get a calf stretch, hamstring, Achilles tendon, and breathe there. About 15 to 30 seconds, and then release that leg down and let it rock in and out. And now we're just going to go right away over to the other side. Pull that top foot behind you. Quad stretch. Parallel that leg. Tuck that tailbone under and breathe into your quad and hip flexor. Try not to tense your neck and shoulder. Try to just breathe there and melt into the stretch. Release that leg, take it across the other side, and then twist your body, open your chest toward the ceiling, look away from the leg, and then let the other hand press down on that knee to encourage that stretch to the obliques, lower lumbar, hips, glutes, IT band, and quad, and just breathe there.
Good. And you see I'm massaging my back a little bit. This, for me, is my tight side. And so, you know, you want to just try to help inform your body to release the muscles that are tight. So you may want to massage down your IT band, give your lower back a little stretch, breathing, kind of moving your neck and your head, encouraging that stretch by reaching the arm, whatever you need personally for this. Then you're going to roll back to that side, stretch the bottom leg, grab that top leg, and then roll onto your back. Let that bottom leg release. Pull that knee in, allow it to fall open slightly if you need. Breathing there. And then foot to the floor, ankle to knee. Knee it was open, and then pull that in for a deep stretch down through here. Good, all of that good stuff, stretching. And you can always rock this gently side to side. That might encourage the stretch a little bit more. Very gentle. Good. Deepen the stretch by taking the leg all the way across and then hugging that in. Now for me, I can't really reach that side, so I go under my leg there. Good. And then drop the shoulders and let the weight of the arms just breathe. Pulling on that leg. Gentle discomfort. No pain. Take the foot to the floor and take the leg up. Grab the calf. Pull it in for a breathing stretch. And then flex the foot, grab the toes. Deep hamstring calf stretch. Even with the knee bent, you should feel a nice deep stretch all the way on the back side of the leg. And then release it to the ground and roll it in and out. Good. Take both legs long, and again, just relax for a moment. Feel all your joints release. Feel your muscles soft, nothing gripping. And then gently roll onto one side into fetal position, and then press up to a seated position. Now what we're going to do next is sit crisscross. So one leg in front of the other, cross the legs. Very good. Crisscross applesauce, as the kids say. So, doesn't matter which leg is in front because we will switch halfway through the stretch. But what I want you to do next is hang over your legs. I put my palms up so I'm not pressing down into my hands. Let me scoot back so you have a better view here. And relax here. I let my shoulders hunch over, I let my head hang over, and this is just a release. And what you're going to feel likely is a stretch across that lower back, possibly your glutes and hips as well. And then I want you to nod your head up and down like you're saying yes. Breathing the whole time. Then with the head still hanging over, I want you to walk over to one side. I'm going to my right. You can pick. Trying to keep both hips on the ground. Stay bent forward. Maintain that navel to spine connection. It will help to deepen the stretch across the back. Breathing. Stay hanging over. Walk around past your neutral. All the way to the other side. And hang over. Feel both hips down. One side inevitably is going to be tighter and you'll want to lift up. Try to keep both hips on the ground. Breathe. Head hanging heavy. Return to neutral. Roll up through the spine. And then we're going to take one hand to the floor, all the way to the forearm. Lateral side bend stretch. Take the arm that's on the top and reach over and breathe. Keeping your chest open. You don't want to hunch over here. We want to go as far over to the side as possible. Again, try not to allow that hip to come up off the floor. Keep it pressing down. Lift the arm and the body will follow. Go over to the other side to the ground. Arm comes up and over the top. Breathing into that position.
and then up, tall. Good. Switch the leg that you have in front, because more than likely you always cross the same leg just naturally. So we're going to go ahead and swap them, and let's go again. Same stretches. Hanging over, breathing deep, nodding yes. Walk over to your first side, and immediately you should notice a difference. Breathe there, hanging over. Keep both hips down. Try not to tense up your hips or your quads. And then walk around past neutral to the other side. Again, hanging over and breathing. Walk around to neutral. And then roll up. Over to the side. Arm comes over the top. Breathing. Arm and body. Over to the second side. Over the top. Arm and body. Good. Let's take one arm across. Now, this is not normally where the shoulder will go. I want you to think about pressing it down and keeping your neck long. And of course, you're still engaging here. We don't want to sink out of that and ruin everything we've just done. So sit up nice and tall. Now, if this position isn't necessarily the most comfortable for you, you can always take your legs out in front of you. If that's not comfortable, you can sit on something. Okay, there's lots of options of what to do here. Drop that down. Now we're going to take that arm and take it behind you to the back of your neck. Now you can just touch the base of your skull and take your other hand to your elbow and then press your arm so that your hand travels down your spine. And this is a good stretch for your tricep. You're also going to get a nice stretch into the serratus and lat muscles. And I want you to, again, don't hunch over. Don't distort your spine. Keep your spine lifted, your abs pulled tight. All you're doing is encouraging this stretch here. Good. Bring that arm forward, the hands down, or fingertips down. You're going to take your fingertips with the other hand and just pull gently. That's going to give you a stretch in your forearm and in your bicep. And then just release that arm. Very good. Take the other one across. Drop that shoulder. Breathe, long neck. Take the arm over the head, touch the base of your skull. Take the other hand to the elbow and press down so that your hand travels down your spine. Keep your neck long. Try not to hunch up, distort your spine in any way. Just stay right, lifted and tall. Release the arm forward, the fingertips down, and give it a little tug. Then I want you to take your hands both behind your back. You're going to interlace your fingers. I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm going to switch my position to my knees. What you're going to do is interlace your fingers. Try to bring your wrists together. And then press your hands down towards the ground, stretching your elbows. Pulling your shoulder blades back together and opening your chest. Lift your head up towards the ceiling and breathe there. This is a stretch for your chest. Just turn to this side so you can see what I'm doing. Neck is long. Bring it to neutral. And release. Very well done. So this stretch was a little long, about 20 minutes. At the end of a workout, if you don't have a lot of time, you can sort of minimize this down a little bit. I always stretch for about 15 to 20 minutes after a heavy strength training workout. after I run or have just done a cardio day, I tend to minimize it a little bit down to about 10 minutes. But a full stretch is vital for a healthy body, and flexibility training is just as important as strength training and mobility training. So hopefully this helps you beginners out, and thanks so much.